AskReddit by Adwin. What do we need to stop teaching the children? Kids learn by watching us. Whatever we want kids to do or not do starts with grown-ups addressing our own hang-ups, full stop. That play ends when you reach adulthood. Play is important, even when we're grown. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. George Bernard Shaw. You can get what you want if you're nice. It teaches children how to be manipulative and dishonest. Instead, teach them to handle no. Too many people grow up and get offended at being told no. Teachers and parents want their children to learn how to ask for things in a polite way but not how to handle rejection. My brother teaches children and he will actively tell kids no and encourage them to find alternative solutions that don't infringe on someone's decision. Edit. Happy New Year's. Wrote this while smashed at 2 AM in the morning. Had to deal with this with my daughter. We were at the park and she asked another girl if she could play with one of her dolls. She said no, and next thing I know there's a temper tantrum being thrown because she wouldn't share. Got shit from my ex and my parents because I explained to her that not everyone has to share and she could say no if she wanted because it was her toy. That failure is something to be ashamed of and to avoid at all costs. We all fail sometimes and we need to be able to accept that. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. That you need talent to be good at something. Right on. So much can be learned, practiced, and become a skill. To push down their feelings and never cry. You don't heal unless you work through your emotions. Support them, don't scold. I tell my kids to not let their emotions control their actions. It is okay to be emotional, to cry, be angry, etc. What is not acceptable to lash out or fall apart because of those emotions. That you need to be friends with everyone. I've had to tell my kids this. Like when kids in their class don't ever want to play with them. Not everyone wants to be your friend, and that's okay. To just ignore bullies. As a former teacher, it does nothing to address the issue. The bullying persists 100% of the time. I've ignored kicks to the head in the locker room and the classroom, can confirm ignoring it just shows that you'll fucking take it. You are perfect. No, you are not. It's important to know your weaknesses and focus on your strengths. But also build on your weaknesses where possible too. Replacement words for vagina, penis, etc. It's not inappropriate for a child to know basic anatomy, and this is only advantageous to predatory people. Edit. Yes, I know the vagina is not the vulva, that's why I said etc. I was just giving examples. And thank you, kind stranger, for the award. Christ, I remember my milk trying to scold me after she was giving my then 4-year-old a bath and he said something about washing his penis. She tried to tell me that he shouldn't be saying that and that it would be a bad thing for him to say that at school. So ridiculous to pretend anatomy is vulgar. Please isn't a magic word. It often won't get you what you want. I'm sorry doesn't erase a wrong and is only one small part of an apology, which the wronged party is not obligated to accept. Counterpoint. The willingness to politely ask, but take no for an answer just as politely can be ridiculously useful. In particular, girls need to be taught this. Part of advocating for yourself. They are being mean to you because they like you. I would love to show the people who say this how much I like them. That while they are special, they are not any more special than anyone else. Bluey Library, you're not special to everyone. Clip. https://yahoo.be/bl alpha when 0hk0 close bracket. The kids show Bluey, one of my favorite clips. 125 mark. This show is gold. If he's mean to you, he likes you. I tell my daughter, it doesn't matter if he likes you, if he's not kind he's not worth your time. Breakfast cereal is healthy. Don't you dare say Captain Crunch isn't healthy. It's a well-balanced, nutritional breakfast, especially when eaten out of an empty Cool Whip or butter container. Stranger danger, it has some decent basic principles about safety, but the unfortunate truth is we need to teach children how to detect if adults in their life are treating them inappropriately just as much as strangers. Plus, the reality is that most people don't go around hurting strangers. Abusers generally know their victims. To accept collective punishment. Whomever did something to get in trouble for is who gets the punishment. So many teachers do this to kids and it just breeds resentment for both the teacher and the kid who keeps getting the whole class in trouble. I don't want my kids to be prepared to accept this as adults, and just deal with it from the govt, society, their employer, etc. Similarly, schools need to stop giving victims the same punishment that their bullies get. That everyone should be friends with everyone. Some people will not like you. You will not like some people. That is a good thing. Challenge fosters growth, and our differences help us to learn and experience life outside our own experience. You don't need to be friends with everyone, you just need to be able to approach conflict in level-headed and reasonable manner. I don't know if this was already said, but teaching your kids that if a kid bullies you, it means they like you. Teaching your kids that they have to love their family just because they're family. Teaching your kids that they have to respect their elders just because they're old. I before E, except after C. This rule has so many exceptions that it should not be considered a rule. Except when your foreign neighbor Keith receives 8 counterfeit beige slays from feisty, caffeinated weightlifters. Weird. Please teach your children how to not spray spit and mucus everywhere. Cover sneezes and coughs within their elbows. Keep fingers out of noses and mouths. Don't buzz lips, it sprays spit. Being a kindergarten teacher is living in one big petri dish. I'll pony this one up with proper hand washing. Not just splashing under the faucet for a few moments, but wetting hands, turning off the water, soaping hands well, then turn water on and rinse. That adults know everything. The amount of parents, teachers, others that just tell kids things with the explanation of because I know best is harmful. I love when a kid or student asks me a question I don't know. It means we can explore it together, which is also why I will never lock up my phone when teaching despite principals saying it distracts. It's a research tool. I also admit when I make a mistake, or when I'm unsure of a certain topic lesson. I explicitly state that I'm not good at this, but I researched some good lessons online and asked other teachers for help. It's okay to not forgive people. I was always taught to accept people's apologies when I was little, and when I was sad as a teenager I finally realized sometimes it's okay to not forgive someone. There was a BoJack Horseman episode about this. Herb, a former friend of BoJack, is dying due to cancer, so BoJack visits him to apologize for all the bad stuff he's done. However, Herb refuses his apology since BoJack managed to ruin his life and this forgiving won't make him feel any better. Anything without larger context. Pretty much everything listed so far shouldn't be taught without context, healthy skepticism, and a lot of critical thinking. They need to know all the toxic things so they can recognize them, hopefully reject them, and be part of a better culture. And teachers, I see you. My generation, X, expects way too much parenting from teachers. IMHO. I hate that kids are often taught information but not taught to understand it. Not taught how to critically investigate claims. And how to tell good source from bad source. That we have to invite the entire class to your birthday party. As a teacher, I'm fine with that as long as you don't pass out the invites in front of students who aren't invited. I would never do that with a group of adults. How can you expect kids to react well? She is being mean to you because they like you. That rote memorization is the same thing as intelligence creativity. That ugly equals bad evil. I partially blame TV animation for this one though. This often makes kids fear elderly people and make unfair connections between appearance and personality. That's why I liked Home Alone. The scary old man turned out to be very kind and hit the burglars with a shovel. Boys, don't hit girls. Girls, don't hit boys. Should be taught equally. Obviously there are exceptions like self-defense. Also, boys, no is no. Girls, no is no. Edit to say and clarify, we should stop teaching this as only a one-sided thing. It should be taught to both equally. Right? My dad was so annoying with this. If I hit my sister, it was don't hit girls. If she hit me, it was well clearly did something to deserve it. What a great way to teach one kid resentment and another that they're above consequence. That everyone else's feelings come before their own.